If your garden soil is dry, crusty, compacted, and just refuses to grow anything decent, what you've got is dead soil. And the truth is, no amount of watering or praying over it is going to change much unless you put life back into it. Dead soil doesn't hold water well, has no structure, and is missing the most important thing of all, organic life. But here's the good part, you can fix it. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, there's a simple mix that can completely turn things around. You don't need fancy ingredients, expensive fertilizers, or years of waiting. You need 3 key things: compost, aged manure, and a mineral amendment like perlite or vermiculite. Together, they'll wake up your soil like nothing else can. Let's start with compost. This is the lifeblood of any healthy garden. Good compost is made from broken down food scraps, garden trimmings, leaves, and other organic matter. It's packed with nutrients and beneficial microbes that feed your plants and rebuild the soil structure. When compost goes into the ground, it brings back the microbial activity your soil's been missing. Those microbes work around the clock, breaking down material into forms your plants can absorb. But not all compost is equal. What you want is the dark, crumbly stuff that smells like a forest floor. Rich and earthy, not sour or funky. If you're buying it, read the label and make sure it's fully matured. If you're making it yourself, give it time to break down all the way before using. Next, aged manure. This is what gives your plants that extra push. It's full of nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. But more importantly, it adds bulk and texture to the soil. Aged manure is different from fresh manure. It's been left to decompose over time so it won't burn your plants or stink up your yard. Fresh manure can cause problems with pests, weeds, and disease. But once it's aged, it turns into a powerful soil conditioner that brings moisture retention and fluffiness back into compacted ground. Cow, horse, rabbit, and chicken manure all work, as long as it's aged properly and hasn't come from animals treated with deworming meds. Those chemicals can mess with your soil biology. Now here's where most people stop. They throw compost and manure into the ground and hope for the best. But without the third ingredient, that rich mix can turn into a soggy mess, especially in clay soils or poorly draining areas. This is where perlite or vermiculite comes in. These are both natural minerals and they do one thing extremely well: fix your soil's airflow and moisture levels. Perlite is a white, lightweight rock that's popped like popcorn from volcanic glass. It adds air pockets into heavy soil, helping water drain freely and giving roots room to grow. Vermiculite, on the other hand, is better at holding moisture. It looks more like soft, flaky gold and works great in sandy soil or container mixes where water tends to disappear too quickly. So which should you use? If your soil feels like clay and stays soggy after rain, go with perlite. It'll break it up and give it some breathing room. If your soil is loose, dry, or sandy, vermiculite can help hold moisture and nutrients in place. You can even use both for a balanced boost. Now let's talk about how to bring all 3 together. Get yourself a tarp or a big container, something you can mix in without making a mess. Start with a good helping of compost, toss in some aged manure, and add your perlite or vermiculite. Mix it all up until it looks uniform and feels light, fluffy, and rich. Then, just work that blend into your garden beds or raised planters. You don't need to dig deep, just work it into, the top few inches of soil where your roots and microbes will get to it quickly. If your soil needs a little extra help with pH, especially if it's too alkaline, you can mix in things like used coffee grounds, pine needles, or even oak leaves to gently nudge the acidity back down. And if you've got super sandy soil that just won't hold structure, a bit of coarse sand can give it some body, although keep in mind, it doesn't add nutrients. What's great about this method is that it's not just about feeding plants, it's about rebuilding the whole system underground. You're not just patching up symptoms, you're changing the conditions that cause the soil to die in the first place. With this mix, you're creating an environment that holds water without drowning roots, lets air in without drying out, and provides steady nutrition that doesn't need constant refilling. That means stronger plants, deeper roots, and less stress for you in the long run. You'll notice a shift fast. After just a few weeks, your soil will start feeling different. Worms will come back, water will soak in instead of running off, seedlings will root deeper, and your garden will start looking more alive than it has in seasons. This isn't a complicated fix, it's a simple, reliable way to turn even the worst garden soil into something that grows food, flowers, and life. And once you've done it, you won't want to garden any other way. Keep feeding your soil right, and it'll take care of everything else. If this guide helped you understand how to revive your dead soil, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're growing better soil and better gardens one bed at a time here on Soil Doctor. Don't forget to share this with a fellow gardener who's struggling with stubborn soil. It might just save their growing season.